I was muted there. My bad. Let's start that over. Yay, countdowns. Sorry. I didn't realize I was muted there. Anyway, little update. Eskimo's internet is completely out, so is all of her neighbors' internet, which is odd in Alaska. I guess it's not that odd. It's way out there in the middle of nowhere, all the way across the globe, but still the United States. So, but it ain't just her. It is all of her neighbors. So we could not go live tonight. We will go live tomorrow night with the Cajun and Eskimo show from Bayous to Igloos on Muddied Waters Media. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, or if you're in that ungodly time zone all the way across the world, that is Alaska, 3 p.m. So we will work that out. A little glimpse into the future, real quick. But before we get there, let's check some comments. There's a bunch of them already. Oh, no audio. Thanks, Morgan. Yeah, I had muted my mic. Sorry. Didn't realize to unmute it. My bad. Mohican, promise? Yeah, I promise. We'll do the thing. Justin Boomhauer, hello. What's up, bro? Joe, what's up, man? Janice, hey, we're back. Mohican, hi. Always with the same hi. And I actually love that. It's always the same. Very, very good. No reason to be sorry, Janice. No reason at all. Not her fault. Not your fault. Not my fault. Verizon is having some struggles up there. It's Alaska. Get a lot of snow. So tomorrow's headlines are going to be from Eskimo's part. Donuts, masks, and elections. Oh my. And then mine is going to be going over combing through just a bit of last night's ridiculous town hall meeting. I'm actually going to go over more of that on my show, but I will cover some of the most egregious parts of it tomorrow on the Cajun Eskimo show from Bayous to Igloos on Muddy Waters Media. Also, if you haven't noticed, there's a lopsided engagement when it comes to Muddied Waters versus my program. There is only one reason for that, is because we're being shadow banned very badly over there, extraordinarily bad, right? I'm giving you straight statistics here. I'm not. This is not. I'm going to follow it up with something with a very applicable fact, a very applicable statistic. When I log off of the Cajun Libertarian Live, I have no less than 400 to 500 viewers minimum. Sorry, I thought I was used to this setup by now. I'm clearly not. When we log off of Cajun and Eskimo from Bayous to Igloos, there's like 200 to 300. This has nothing to do with demand for me, quote unquote. And I can tell you exactly that's a fact because our anchor.fm is dominated by the Cajun and Eskimo show. Fact. By a landslide victory. This is no question Facebook is shadow banning Muddy Waters Media. So please go over there. Thank you, Jessica. I almost never see Muddy Waters notifications. Exactly. Please go over to the Facebook page, Twitter, YouTube, Float, all of the above. Twitch, I'm pretty sure we got that too. And hit the notifications bell. Follow them. Go and like tons of crap so that we can bust this shadow ban because there's no explanation for this other than it's shadow ban. There's no reason that I get about well over 1,000 views per episode on every show of mine now over the last month, and we can barely scrape together 500 on the Cajun Eskimo show on Muddy Waters Media. There's no way. There is no way. Especially when my anchor is literally dominated by the Cajun Eskimo show. People love that program. So please help out Muddy Waters Media. It's remarkable, and what they're doing to us. It's crazy. That's a funny comment there, Morgan. Muddy Waters OnlyFans. That's pretty good. Let me check a couple of these comments here. Justin, I'm just here for the pretty woman. Bye. Just joking. Well, hey, if that's what you're here for, you're going to miss out because you get a tattooed, bearded brown guy. My apologies. Nick, if Alaska used their state patrol and keep the National Guard localized, what could the rest of the country really do if they went independent? That's solid. Solid question. Joe. What's up, Joe? I get Muddy Waters Media Facebook notifications a few minutes later, but I always get their YouTube notifications. Yeah, that's probably because Joe hits the notification bell, and every time we go live on Muddy Waters Media, boom, we explode on your phone with notifications. Yep, exactly right, Greg. That's a huge problem, and that's the shadow ban. But Spike has that shadow ban break effect. Every time he comments on something, shadow ban or not, it's going to break through the algorithm. He does that. That's his thing. It's not his thing. It's just a side effect of being Spike Cohen, right? None of us are Spike Cohen. One day we will all be Spike Cohens and be able to bust every algorithm and reach every person exactly where they're at. That's what Matt and Spike do, and they're phenomenal at it. Nick, but seriously, if Alaska broke away and became an independent nation with our own missiles and defense infrastructure, what could anybody do about it? It depends on who would want to do something about it, really. But you're right. Yes, they have a lot of oil there for sure. Oil profits alone would set them in the world exchange market. Unfortunately, they are locked into a contract with California over that oil, and that's why they're not oil independent. I'll have to ask Eskimo exactly what is going on there. We've talked about it before, but there's some sort of contract between Alaska and California that they have to ship stuff to California and then it be brought back to Alaska. It's a ridiculous just more government overreach and just destroying economies left and right. It's crazy. You are right about that. He has the blue check. I think that helps. Yeah, there's several other people that do have blue checks, but they can't garner the attention that Spike does. I'm not going to name names, but there are a few libertarians that have blue checks, and they don't even scratch the surface on the attention that I get on my page with just 24,000 followers and no blue check. Spike, he just man. Him and Matt just break the barrier. No doubt about it. Meme our way into the White House. That's right. It's all Tasha's doing, says Jessica. She has superpowers. Facts. Justin, in all seriousness, if I'm not mistaken, National Guards are under the authority of the individual state governors. Only when federalized, they are under the U.S. president. I'll have to look into that, but I will look into it. Absolutely. Mohican, would Joe Biden even notice if Alaska broke away? Joe Biden wouldn't notice if D.C. fell off into the ocean today. He is not with us, friends. Sorry. But that's no excuse. He is complicit in this destruction that his party wants to rain down upon our country. Nick, I'll look into that Kelly Alaska exchange. That seems sus. Yeah, look into it. It's a very real thing. They have to do something with California. It was like months ago when we talked about it. I don't remember the mint chocolate chip. I don't remember the details of it, but yeah. Morgan, can you be complicit if you have dementia? Yes, absolutely. Listen to last night's town hall. They're parts of his brain are working. He's fully complicit. He's fully engaged. Even if he didn't have dementia, he would still be on board for this situation and the complete and utter destruction of any sense of America that we know it. And I'll go over some of that tomorrow night on the Cajun Eskimo Show from Bayous to Igloos at 6 p.m. Central Time on Muddy Waters Media exclusively. Now, Monday night, something that I'm going to touch on, which is remarkable. I can't wait to talk about it. The GOP calls for an investigation and the resignation of Dr. Fauci. I am the science. If you want a double mask, you should get the booster. Yeah. Investigation and resignation of Dr. Anthony Fauci have escalated following this week's revelation that the National Institute of Health funded gain-of-function research on the coronavirus. So, thank you. We are not conspiracy theorists anymore at all. Kick rocks. I love it so much. I cannot tell you since February of 2020 how many times by liberty and freedom loving people that I've been called a conspiracy theorist over this situation. You can kick effing rocks. And that's exactly what Rand Paul's saying right now as he is celebrating. And as we all are. Now, the unfortunate part is we still have an endemic virus that we have to deal with vaccinations that aren't as great as we thought that they were. That's just a fact. But, hallelujah, finally, some honesty and some truth that we knew all along that me, was funding gain of research for the Wuhan Institute of Virology that Dr. Fauci vehemently said that was not happening. And that butthole literally tried to gaslight everyone into thinking that we were the idiots. Done with these people, man. Every turn, every corner, we get proven right. Every time. So now we know for a fact that our tax dollars were funding gain of function research for SARS-2 coronavirus, which causes COVID-19 in people that contract it from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. That is now a concrete fact, and I can't wait for Dr. Fauci. I don't even call him a doctor anymore. For Anthony Fauci to have to resign. I would really like it. I would really love to see him go to jail because he deserves to go to jail for life. He needs to be in prison for life. But that's not going to happen. So at least we get to hammer him on it, which is fantastic. Back to your comments. Oh, man, Justin, that's a good one, but I'm not going to put that one up there. Probably not. Mohican, all jobs will be taken over by military/government. Maybe. Your Fauci impression is horrible, by the way. Haha. Yeah, that was a bad one. I wasn't expecting to do it, but I get overwhelming compliments on my Fauci impersonation. So, Morgan you can kick rocks. Love you, though. Hospitals and school bus drivers already, says Crystal Cook. Yep. My mom, Teresa. It's beyond time to implement the 25th Amendment against Joe Biden. Oh, man. You're so right. You're so right. But I don't want Kamala Harris or Nancy Pelosi being the president. That could be potentially worse. Jessica, and people are still making excuses for them. It is sickening. Yes, it is. Justin, the Epoch Times was one of the first publications to tell the truth on the disease. I follow the Epoch Times. I subscribe to their emails. I pull a lot of content from them. Great organization there. Mohican, truck drivers and dock workers next. See what happens. I'm here for the gaucho impressions. Nice, Crystal. We really just can't say whether or not if you could spend Christmas holidays with your family. If you're double vaxxed and you're triple masked, then I strongly advise that you still at least keep 6 feet apart from your family during the holidays. But I strongly encourage that everyone go spend time with their family if you're double vaxxed and triple masked in 6 feet apart. Even though we know that the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, has said that the 6 feet rule is absolutely nothing. Again, off cuff there, so don't hate me. Nick, try to throw a jab at the Hut tongue flick in with the Fauci impersonation. It seals it. I don't know what that means. That's funny. Justin, you're now banned from the show. Thanks for playing. That's disgusting. Go Tigers. That one was better, says Morgan. Thank you. It's a lot better when I'm expecting to do it. So anyway, tomorrow night, 3 p.m. Alaska time, 6 p.m. Freedom time, Central time, Cajun and Eskimo show. She's going to talk about, and you know this is a catch, y'all, right? It's going to be extraordinarily interesting. But donuts, elections, and masks, oh my. And then I'm going to roll through a couple of elements of last night's town hall speech, which I will also go through more of that on Monday night. Well, at the same time, we will dive off into the recently developed breaking news that we now know for a fact that taxpayer money has been going to gain of function research to the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. China. Look, everybody knows that China and the Chinese virus was caused by China. Everybody knows this. You've all been to my rallies. Go look at my rallies. Everybody shows up to my rallies. Everybody knows. Anyway, off-cuff impression again. Not great. That's pretty funny, Nick. Before we get out of here, that's a great comment. You know that reptile tongue flick Fauci does every 20 words or so. Yeah, he does do that. That's pretty hilarious. My mom again. Doesn't matter who the president is, they're all being manipulated from those who wish to bring destruction to this country, to the world. Yep. They're all puppets. But they're complicit because they're getting paid. And that's the problem. Republicans and Democrats, just alike, all getting paid. There's a couple that I could highlight. I love everything that Rand Paul has to say about what we're doing in regards to this virus and how well he's just destroyed Fauci at every turn. That's fantastic. Love what Thomas Massey's had to say. Big thing there. I heard this earlier, and it was a great point. Thomas Massey, one of the few politicians, and he's not great. He's not great, but he's probably the best one that we have right now, but he ain't great. But remember, don't forget that Trump tried to get Thomas Massey wiped out. Even though he was probably the best Republican in Congress, Trump hated him and tried to get him removed and outed. Didn't work. All because Massey didn't suck his butthole clean. That's Trump for you. Screw the people. Screw people that are actually the three that are in DC that are actually trying to do something for the people. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about any of us. And that shows by his actions that if you don't suck his butthole, then he wants you gone, regardless of how good you actually are. And that's destructive. Absolutely destructive. I'm not gonna touch that one yet. I'm gonna come back to it. Nah, we'll go ahead. Let's do it. Z the Pooh is so annoying. I've got some choice things to say about that particular tyrant, but I don't want the big tech Stasi to ban you. Let's just say I have a friend who lives in Taiwan and I want her to remain free. Same. We'll see what happens there. That's going to be a tough one. Biden said last night that we would defend Taiwan. False. The White House came out today. There's a lot of that too on the Google on news period. But they had to walk back a lot of what he said last night, which is hard to do because some of it wasn't English. So I'm not sure how they interpreted it because he is a lost individual. He is not with us, folks. He is not with us. So we will see you, Eskimo Libertarian and myself at 3 p.m. tomorrow on Muddied Waters Media. Definitely a different time. And, however, it is the same same Muddied network. Different Muddied time, different Muddied channel. No, different Muddied time, same Muddied channel. Sorry. Anyway, I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.